Now at 9, authorities arrest a man wanted for shooting a man in early January outside of a Joplin bar. Plus, city officials in Caney, Kansas say the outlook on their water situation is improving. We'll tell you why.
A group of Republican senators attacking the Biden administration for its handling of an all-important form for college students. I'm Griff Jenkins in Washington. I've got that story coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Police arrest a Joplin man wanted for a shooting outside of a bar in early January. 33-year-old Peyton Harbin of Joplin is now in the Jasper County Jail. Police say he and another suspect assaulted a woman inside Joplin's Escape Bar on January 6th by punching her multiple times. And they say witnesses then intervened and Harbin left the bar, but later confronted one of those witnesses and shot him in the abdomen and legs. That victim is still recovering from his injuries. Authorities last night learned Harbin was at a home in Webb City. They found him hiding in the attic and arrested him. Joplin and Webb City Police, the Jasper County Sheriff's Office, and the U.S. Marshal Service were all involved in that arrest. Authorities in Arkansas yesterday extradited the primary suspect in a Pittsburgh murder case to the Crawford County Jail. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
This past August, police responded to a shooting outside this bar in Pittsburgh. Justin Krogan had been fatally shot, and the suspected killer reportedly fled the scene and went across state boundaries. Pittsburgh Police Department released photos asking the public to identify individuals caught on camera. After a prolonged period of time with no reported progress in the case, cries of justice for Justin rang out. 2 months after Krogan's death, Jamon Allen was arrested in Pine Bluff, Arkansas by U.S. Marshals. On January 31st, Allen was extradited to the Crawford County Jail, where he will await trial for first-degree murder. Reporting in Crawford County, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The Crawford County District Attorney says there is no set court date for Allen, and we'll have the latest information as it becomes available. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us now with a first look at your forecast.
Yeah, another fantastic day for us today. Record highs across the region. 72 this afternoon. Old record was 70 set back in 1974. Look at this. Our low was 49. Our average high is 47 degrees. So we never even got as low as our average high for us today. We look okay out there right now. Upper 50s. We do have the clouds, which are starting to increase. But temperatures overall a spread through the 50s, and these will only drop back into the upper 40s a little bit later on tonight. Southerly winds will keep our temps up just a little bit, 5 to 10 to 15 miles per hour, and these are going to actually pick up a little bit over the next couple days. We have some clouds skirting through, but our next storm system is building out to the west, and that system will start to affect us as we head into the weekend. I'm going to have those details for you here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Caney, Kansas city officials say they have about a year's worth of water. This announcement comes as the Kansas Department of Health and Environment lifts a boil advisory for the town. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
For roughly a year, Caney, Kansas was on the verge of a water shortage crisis. Now, city officials say they have about a year's worth of water stored.
What we have in Timber Hill, we think, is about 200 days roughly. With what we have reserved that's behind the Lowhead Dam is probably another 150 days. So we have almost a year of water just even now as it stands.
Along with hoping for spring showers, city officials are finding out how nearby towns could help if needed. Right
now we have a contract with Coffeyville to get water from them, but it's going to take about 18 to 24 months to get that accomplished. So in that time frame, we still have to manage our water resource, so that's why we just are still under a watch.
Although Caney is still under a water watch, car washes and public restrooms have reopened. One local restaurant is relieved that some of the restrictions were lifted.
Had the people here in Caney that were friendly to us and understanding of what was going on. So yeah, we're relieved that it's over. So now we can provide better customer service to people.
Reed says he's more hopeful that water is on the way and that they don't have the same challenges in the summer.
As far as the rains that need to come, the rains will come. My grandfather was born in 1897, and he said, it always rains before it's too late, meaning, God's going to provide.
Reporting in Caney, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Well, the residents of Caney have dealt with water shortages on and off for years, and that includes a water emergency that was declared in Caney in September of 2022. Well, this is the first day of Black History Month, and the Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Missouri teamed up with U.S. Cellular to mark the occasion with an art contest. Club members created original pieces of artwork representing influential Black STEM icons. And while the kids had fun, organizers say they hope the event also serves as a learning experience.
From this Black History Art Contest, I hope that the kids are able to learn about Black history and learn about how these individuals pioneered and how they had such a great impact on our community and our nation as a whole.
General public can vote on their favorite piece of art until February 15th. You can learn more information on our website at koamnewsnow.com. February 1st marks the first day of Black History Month. It also marks the birthday of Langston Hughes. Hughes was a Joplin native poet and activist. The Langston Hughes Cultural Society gathered today to celebrate his 123rd birthday.
The proclamation is huge. It gives us an opportunity to set it in stone that this is somebody that we're always going to remember, that's somebody that we can be proud of, and not just the African American community, but the entire community as a whole.
Hughes is best known for his role as a leader of the Harlem Renaissance. Well, coming up, a new skincare routine is trending on social media, but health experts warn there could be health risks. Well, the Food and Drug Administration is updating its oversight of cosmetic products. The FDA's authority to regulate cosmetics expanded late last year under the Modernization of Cosmetics Regulation Act, or MOCRA. The regulators now require manufacturers and distributors to submit reports of serious adverse events related to cosmetic products directly to the FDA and do so within 15 business days. Before, reports were only voluntary. Well, the tween skincare craze is taking over social media and the beauty aisle, with kids stocking up on skincare products before middle school. The trend is raising red flags for both parents and dermatologists. Fox News correspondent Christina Coleman has advice from an expert.
Let's do my skincare.
Beauty is only skin deep, and for a younger generation of Americans, they are focusing on fresh faces. An increasing number of tweens are becoming obsessed with the multi-step skincare routines they're seeing on social media. The youngest generation taking over the cosmetic aisles and flocking to stores like Sephora and Ulta to stock up on a bunch of beauty products.
I use a cleanser, then 3 moisturizers, a serum, like a facial spray, and an overnight mask, and an eye cream.
11-year-old Liron Neve does a roughly 10-minute regimen every night before bed, and a slightly different version of the same process when she wakes up in the morning. Like many her age, the routine inspired by social media.
It became like a trend, but I mostly do it to take care of my skin.
However, not all products are designed for their young skin. Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Nkem Uganabo says it's still too soon to know if using these products at an early age will lead to irreversible skin problems. But for now, they could be facing a range of issues.
The more unnecessary products you have in your routine, the more opportunities there are for things to go wrong. And that could be like acne breakouts, irritation, but could also be as intense as, damage to the skin barrier and the skin health overall.
Dr. Uganabo, who has young patients with complex routines, understands the draw for preteens, but suggests paring it down to 3 simple steps.
Having a gentle cleanser a moisturizer, and a sunscreen. That sunscreen should have an SPF of at least 30.
While she has mixed feelings on the tween beauty craze, it can be turned into a teaching opportunity.
You can take advantage of their enthusiasm and just kind of steer it in the direction of focusing on healthy skin and not just like fun skin products or complicated skin products for the heck of it.
But Leron's mom worries that it's making her 6th grader grow up too fast.
I feel that it's aging her a little faster than I would like. Last year, she was still playing with Barbie dolls. And now she's wanting Drunk Elephant.
Also, Dr. Uganabo warns that using products containing harsh ingredients like chemical acids or retinols can be harmful on young skin. In Los Angeles, Christina Coleman, Fox News.
Well, Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, it's officially college baseball season. Crowder College and Labette Community College square off in a doubleheader. We'll have highlights.
Well, it turned out to be a great day for us today. Record highs across the region, 72 during the afternoon. Average highs 46 degrees, 47 degrees, so well above where we should be for this time of the year. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. This is our tower cam. About 7th and Joplin Street. We're looking northeast through downtown. Looks pretty good. We do have a lot of mid and upper level clouds, but besides that, we are shaping up pretty good. All right, Thursdays, the new drought tracker always comes out, and we are in way better shape than we were several months ago. We're in good shape through the metro, Pittsburgh, Miami, all the way down into Benton County. Still a little dry up toward Nevada and Fort Scott, and then a moderate drought once you get into our western counties. Temperatures right now anywhere from 54 in Carthage, Anderson, 51, 49 in Bentonville. Grand Lake 53, Miami 54, Pittsburgh near 60. Iola is sitting at 53 degrees. Let's go outside. Here's 7th. Here's Rangeline sitting at 59. Southerly winds at about 5 to 10. Visibility is good. We're going to have kind of light south winds for us tonight, but these will start to increase a little bit as we go into the next couple days. So gusts tonight, not too bad, 15 to 20 across the region into tomorrow. But as we get into Friday night and Saturday, those gusts start to pick up kind of in that 25, 30, 35 mile per hour range. So it's going to get kind of windy as we go into the weekend. We do have some clouds kind of shooting through. We've had one weak wave passing by, but out to the west, here's our next storm system building the western third of the country. This system will really start to affect us as we head into the weekend. Pretty strong system. It's going to dive out into the central plains and start to affect us. So let's go through time. Here's this upper level low. It tracks right toward us. So here's Friday. Rain increases into Saturday, and then it slowly meanders by to our south as we get into the second half of the weekend. So let me walk you through the weekend. Temperatures upper 40s to near 50 tonight. As we go through the daytime hours tomorrow, we are going to have a lot of mid and upper level clouds, but mid 60s by noon. I think most of us will press 70 tomorrow afternoon once again. Clouds thicken as we get into tomorrow night and then heading into Saturday morning. And then here comes our rain. So here's Saturday morning, showers picking up on the Kansas, Oklahoma side and in northwestern Arkansas. Then this rain will start to spread in throughout the day. Temperatures sitting mainly into the 50s as we go through Saturday night. Rain stays right on top of us all the way into Sunday. So it is going to be a wet weekend, but we could always use a little bit more rain. All right, 70 tomorrow. It's Groundhog Day. It's going to be a little windy. Showers over the weekend, cooling back down, high 48 on Sunday, back into the 50s and 60s by next week.
So you were saying yesterday, no matter what, if he sees his shadow or not, we still got more winter coming.
Scientifically, that is correct.
I think I'll take your word on it. I don't like it, but I'll take your word on it. All right, thanks, Doug.
Yep.
Well, coming up, a Joplin thrift store hosts an event to support a local domestic violence shelter. With Valentine's Day coming up, some people may be looking for a new outfit to mark the occasion. KOAM's Samantha Walker tells us how one Joplin store is helping people celebrate while helping a local organization.
When you think about Valentine's Day, you probably think about words such as love and care. And that's what Second Chance's thrift store in Joplin is all about.
100% of the proceeds that come from our store goes directly back into Lafayette House to benefit the clients receiving services there.
The Lafayette House helps support people who are experiencing things such as domestic violence and substance abuse. The store is filled with donations from the community.
Some of my mother's things, some of my grandmother's things, and my things, because it goes to a good cause, and we want to help each other.
So whether they buy a new shirt or a new dress, customers know that their money is going to a local organization.
Well, if you know anything about the Lafayette House, why wouldn't you want to? I mean, they're doing a wonderful service for families and children, for single women and children.
The store manager says they curated a Valentine's Day collection to help showcase festive donations.
Valentine's Day is coming up, so let's kind of start pulling some of these pieces so that anyone who decides to dress up and celebrate Valentine's Day can come and pick out a thrifted piece.
And for customers, the idea of celebrating love while showing love for the community was perfect.
It's just a good fit. That's a pun, a good fit.
In Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Well, you can learn more about Second Chances and how you can help support them on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, Walmart is showing its confidence in brick and mortar, announcing it's adding 150 stores in the U.S. over the next 5 years. Most of them will be new, but some will be expansions of smaller locations into supercenters. I didn't know there still was any of those. Walmart also announced it's remodeling 650 U.S. locations over the next 12 months. Walmart currently has more than 4,600 stores across the U.S. Up next, if you've ever wanted to recreate the iconic Chuck E. Cheese pizza, there's a new cookbook just for you. Chuck E. Cheese is officially releasing a cookbook of all of its fan favorites. The iconic kids food chain's 128-page cookbook will feature party recipes for appetizers, main courses, side dishes, and snacks. The book will feature over a dozen different pizza or pizza-related recipes for those who can't get enough of the chain's beloved pizza. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. The Government Accountability Office investigates this year's federal student aid rollout after several hiccups. Plus, the U.S. Secretary of Defense speaks to the public for the first time since his mysterious hospitalization.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The Government Accountability Office is now investigating the botched rollout of the free application for federal student aid, known as FAFSA. Deadlines have been pushed, and delays could even disproportionately affect middle and lower income families. Fox News correspondent Griff Jenkins has more from Washington.
Instead of helping families know the true cost of their college, the Department of Education wasted time on a lot of socialist schemes and taxpayer-funded handouts.
The Department of Education says it fixed an error with the all-important FAFSA form for college students. But the new shorter form and the fix, which adjusted for inflation, will now delay when students are able to see their financial aid packages. That's because data from the form won't be given to colleges and universities until March or later.
It hurts the students who are already stressed with making one of the largest financial decisions of their life.
These delays don't just hurt students.
This has ramifications for the institutions as well, because if their enrollment's down in year 1, their enrollment's going to be down in year 4.
Democrats are even admitting there might have been problems.
We should take a look at any problems that occurred that create challenges are resolved.
Some Republicans think the department didn't have its priorities in order, wasting time on student loan forgiveness.
It's kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, poor pitiful us. We spent all our money doing things that we weren't mandated to do, and now we don't have money to help you. That is an indictment of the Biden administration and of this secretary.
And now they've got mud on their face, and they're trying to make excuses.
Senator Bill Cassidy's office is launching a hotline for students, guidance counselors, and financial aid administrators to report issues with the FAFSA process. In Washington, Griff Jenkins, Fox News.
Well, President Biden is courting union voters in Michigan after his UAW endorsement. It comes just a day after former President Trump visited the Teamsters, trying to carve out more blue-collar voters. Michigan could become a must-win state for Biden on Election Day. In 2020, he carried the state by just over 150,000 votes against former President Trump. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin took some heat last month for not telling the president he was being treated for prostate cancer. He's back at work and focused on the Middle East, but is addressing his secret hospitalization for the first time. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor reports.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is back at the Pentagon after his prostate cancer diagnosis and surgery complications last month. He was working from home when U.S. soldiers in Jordan were killed in a drone attack the White House says was backed by Iran.
The president will not tolerate attacks on American troops, and neither will I.
It's been 4 days since the drone strike, and the U.S. has not yet retaliated, angering some Republican lawmakers who say it's time to hit back hard.
We are going to hunt you down and take you out.
We will respond when we choose, where we choose, and how we choose.
The White House has said it does not want a war with Iran or to widen the ongoing fight between Israel and Hamas.
We value and pray for the lives taken and for the families left behind, for all those who are living in dire circumstances.
Shortly after President Biden prayed for peace at the National Prayer Breakfast Thursday morning, Austin admitted it was wrong of him not to tell the president he was sick and in the hospital.
I did not handle this right.
Austin was also remiss he did not use his diagnosis as an opportunity to send a public health message.
1 in 8 American men will get prostate cancer. 1 in 6 black men will get it. Get screened. Get your regular checkups.
Friday, the bodies of the fallen soldiers will arrive at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware, where President Biden will be waiting to honor them. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Well, a bit later, we sit down with Chiefs superfans who've been around longer than the team.
Well, of course, a fantastic day for us today. Record highs across the region, all the way up to 72, which is great. And as we head into Friday, we're going to see really nice temperatures once again. It looks great outside right now. Our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Of course, this is downtown Joplin, looking off toward the north and to the east. We do have some clouds, but overall, it looks pretty good across the region. All right, let's go outside. Temperatures right now, Lamar sitting at 55, Monette 53, Veneta 54, Chanute at 57, 7th and Rangeline sitting at 59, southerly winds at about 5 to 10. Visibility is good, even though we have some clouds kind of shooting through. South winds are going to be light tonight, let's say 5 to 15, but what they do, they keep our temperatures up, so we're only going to drop back 48 to about 50 degrees, but these winds start to increase as we go through the next couple days. Southeasterly wind gusts tomorrow near 20. As we get into tomorrow night and Saturday, they increase to 30, possibly as high as 35. So it is going to be windy as we go through the next couple days. Clouds kind of shooting through. You can see a few little sprinkles popping up. Not a big deal. Most of the central plains we're dealing with this kind of first wave kind of pushing through back toward the west. Here's our next storm system that's going to be a much bigger system as it moves in over the weekend. This is going to give us rain across the region and really the entire weekend as it pushes out into the central plains. So let's track it. Here's our upper level low. It tracks in just south of us by Saturday, so it puts us on that northern edge or that cooler edge. So any thunderstorms stay down here. As we continue into Sunday and Monday, it finally drifts away and we get back into this big ridge of high pressure, which means temperatures look pretty good once again for us next week. Let me walk you through time. We're going to stop tomorrow morning, 48 to 50. Let's go through the day. By noon, already into the mid 60s. By late afternoon, most of us near 70 degrees, which is pretty good. And then we'll slowly drop back as we go into tomorrow evening. The rain really works in by Saturday morning. This is going to be on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. That leading edge, so here's 6:30 in the morning, advances slowly to the northeast. So here's 4:30 p.m., periods of showers. All Saturday night into Sunday morning, periods of showers. All Sunday, finally starting to rotate out of here by the time we head into Monday. How much rain could we get? Not a ton, but a decent amount. A lot of us, half an inch, upwards to 3/4 of an inch, especially in our western counties. Friday looks good, 65 by noon, high temp, 70 during the afternoon, 57 Saturday, cooler Sunday with that rain, high of 48, back into the 50s Monday and Tuesday, 60s return next Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, well.
Not too bad.
70 degrees tomorrow, though. I mean,
70 is going to be good.
And we all love sunshine, so you
We
can't
do.
beat that. All right, thanks, Doug.
You bet.
One nursing home in Carthage is getting ready for the Super Bowl. 104-year-old resident Helen Hubbard is a Super Chiefs fan and is counting the days for the event. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has her story.
Helen Hubbard has been a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs for almost 40 of her 104 years. By walking into her room at the St. Luke's nursing home in Carthage, you can tell she's a big fan, which leads credit to her ability to try to turn people into Chiefs fans.
There's a few staff that are just uneducated. They root for somebody else. And I keep giving them lectures.
What do you tell them?
They're a little off.
When the Chiefs moved to Kansas City in 1963, Hubbard wasn't living in the area. For a while, her heart was somewhere else. But in the 80s, she moved back to Carthage, and she knew exactly which team to support.
We lived in California, and there were the 49ers.
How is your heart feeling right now with Chiefs and 49ers on the Super Bowl?
Well, there's no question. It's the Chiefs.
Hubbard is joined by other St. Luke's residents who are also big fans. Ron Tomlinson became a Chiefs fan as soon as the franchise moved to Kansas City.
Always loved Kansas City. They either won or they lost, and that's, if you got a team, you go with it.
For the Super Bowl, Tomlinson and his friend Mervyn Dale Hyde are optimistic.
I think it'll be a close game, of course, but when you get up there and playing them, you're always playing a tough team, you know. But I do expect Chief win.
Never an easy game. When you're playing in athletics, they're all hard. You have to give your best.
Just like Hubbard, they're counting the days.
I wish we had it this weekend.
In Carthage, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Well, just for reference, Chiefs fans had to wait 50 years in between their first two Super Bowl wins, but things have changed. In 2 weeks, they'll be appearing in their fourth Super Bowl since 2019. Go Chiefs. Coming up in sports, Crowder and Labette Community College open the 2024 baseball season in Pittsburgh. Plus, NEO men's basketball has its toughest test in months. John Dales has highlights from that game and more up next.
Hey, welcome into our second week of Thunder Thursdays here on KOAM. On Friday, we aired OKC's broadcast in New Orleans. From that point on, it's been an up and down week for the Thunder. They briefly held the #1 seed in the West, but have dropped down to the second spot after 2 losses in a row, one of which came to the Pistons, who are the worst team in the NBA with a record of 6-41. However, just last night, the Thunder took down the defending NBA champion Denver Nuggets in a game where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scores 34 points. Tomorrow is another Thunder Friday night, a chance for you to catch the game broadcast on our network of stations. OKC plays host to the Charlotte Hornets at 7 p.m. Head to the 4-State CW to watch the game. Things get started with pregame coverage at 6:30. Over to junior college basketball here in the 4 states. NEO enters the night with a 16-game winning streak, but gets one of its toughest tests of the season against 18-1 Connors State. NEO with a big matchup tonight against Connors State, who has only lost 1 game this year. The Norse land the first few punches. First 3 points of the game come from long range after Trayvon Boyd sticks the jump shot. NEO not finished there. Ronyo Obu on the catch and shoot. They say his foot is on the line, so that's a 2-pointer. Next possession, Obu behind the 3-point line, and it's good. Norse open up an early 9-point lead. Cowboys not going to go away that easy, though. Antonio Green connects from long range. The Cowboys go on a big run to take a 5-point lead. Right before halftime, Damani Barley breathes some life into NEO. First, he hits the 3 from the corner. That cuts the lead to 1. Then off a steal, Barley with the no-look backdoor pass to LeBrie Williams Jr. That gives NEO the lead going into halftime, and NEO goes on to win 80-77 on a last-second 3 from James Locke. The streak is still alive. Missouri Southern women's basketball enters the night with the second longest winning streak in the 4 state. The Lions have won 12 games in a row. And now, Southern's winning streak reaches a baker's dozen. The Lions destroy Newman 77-37 for their 13th consecutive victory. This was an 11-point game at halftime before MSSU outscored the Jets 44-15 in the second half. 4 different Lions finished the night with double-figure points. Things go just as well for the Lions men's team. Southern annihilates Newman 82-59. 5 different players finished the game with double-figure points for Missouri Southern. Darius Dawson sets the pace with 17 points. He goes 6 of 9 from the field and 2 of 2 from deep. Adds 9 rebounds as well. Meanwhile, Pitt State baseball, softball, men's basketball, and women's basketball all in Edmond, Oklahoma tonight. The Hoops teams are there to take on the Broncos. And Pitt State women's basketball dominates Central Oklahoma 77-57. Grace Pyle leads the way with 24 points and 7 rebounds, but Corinna Gerber scores 20 of her own. That puts her over the 1,000 career point mark. She's the 25th player in program history to score upwards of 1,000 points in her career. Things were a bit closer for the Gorillas men's team, but they get a win on the road as well. Pitt State takes down UCO 71-69. Tanner Mans scores the game-winning layup for PSU with just 5 seconds left in regulation. He finishes the night with 16 points and 7 rebounds. Well, college baseball season is here this afternoon. Pitt State on the road beginning its 2024 campaign in Oklahoma. That means its home field is open, and that's where Crowder and Labette Community College start the year with a doubleheader. Crowder squares off against Labette County on the campus of Pitt State, first game of the season. And in the top of the first, Brock Bearden singles to left field with the bases loaded and an RBI single, 1-0 Crowder. Next batter, Maddox Morrison hits a deep fly ball to left field. That ball bounces off the fence. It ends up being a bases clearing 3-run double. Rough Riders lead 4-0. We go to the bottom of the second now. Crowder leading 8-3, but Labette County's Jared Mack hammers this ball down the left field line. It stays fair for a 3-run homer. Cardinals start to make it interesting. Labette County now trails by just 2 runs. Top of the third, Crowder leads 12-6. Ashton Graffrow goes opposite field. That ball finds the wall. 2 more runs come in to score. It's a 2-run triple. Crowder wins game 1, 19-8. Over to game 2 of the doubleheader between Crowder and Labette County. In the first inning of this one, Joey Morton hits a bloop into left field. That's going to drop down for a hit. Easton Swafford comes in to score. Crowder up 1-0. Bottom of the first now. Crowder leading 3-0. Noah Goodshield singles to left. Finley Bunch drives home safely. Cardinals get on the boards 3-1. Top of the second now, same score. Joey Morton again, this time singles up the middle. 2 more runs come in to score. It's 5-1 Crowder. Rough Riders still not done yet though. Ethan Fender up next at the plate. He drives this one deep to left. Finley Bunch can't make the diving catch. Another run scores. Crowder sweeps the doubleheader. They win Game 2 14-2. That's a look at sports. Back with more news after this.
Las Vegas is gearing up for Super Bowl 57 everywhere from the Strip, Allegiant Stadium, even the airport is making sure it's ready for an influx of fans for the big game. Fox's Kim Passeth has more.
The teams are set and the stage is being set too. The entire stretch of Las Vegas Boulevard in front of the Bellagio fountains now in the process of being transformed into a television set for Super Bowl broadcasting. Every pedestrian bridge over the Strip is also getting a new look and giant decals added to the plexiglass. The pillar of this bridge, wrapped in NFL logos with a gigantic slot machine lever and goalpost added. Signs of the Super Bowl are now everywhere on this Strip, including these giant Roman numerals and a great photo op right in front of Caesar's Palace. All along the Strip, there's a lot of traffic as cones block lanes and setup and construction continues. At the Sphere, a welcoming message for the Super Bowl teams on the Exosphere screen. At Allegiant, the parking lot has been transformed into a tent town. Security stationed around the stadium around the clock. The bridge from the Strip in Mandalay Bay to the stadium that thousands of fans cross every Raiders home game is now closed. Harry Reid International also getting ready for the super rush of this Super Bowl, communicating with airports in past Super Bowl host cities to prepare. They are putting a special emphasis on the Monday after the big game as visitors are looking to fly home.
TSA is going to have extended hours at the checkpoints. Some of the concession options are going to stay open later or open earlier to accommodate those passengers coming through. Really just making sure that people are able to get here and flow through to the gate as quickly as they can.
Well, coming up, what a new survey shows about who most Americans would want as a neighbor among NFL players. When it comes to the most neighborly NFL star, it's no surprise as to who took the top spot. In a recent survey, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Now, a recent survey from Zillow found that Kelce was the most wanted next-door neighbor for women ages 18 to 34. His Chiefs teammate Patrick Mahomes took the second-place spot, and Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. rounded out the top three. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of orangutans enjoying icy treats at the Santiago Zoo. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.